Hello, and welcome to today's live level up conversation. I hope you're having a great June. Can believe we're already in June. I know time is flying by. Happy Thursday today to you, and let's dive right into today's live level up conversation.
Welcome to Level Up with Winnie Sun. Market update. Speed round. Award-winning financial pro. And now, get ready. I present to you Level Up with Winnie Sun.
Hello, friends. I'm Winnie Sun, your host, an award-winning financial pro, Forbes contributor, and a CNBC council member. I'm excited to join you here on the first day of this new month, June 1st. Welcome to the show. We, of course, are streaming here live on about half a dozen different social media platforms. So don't be shy. Jump in. Let me know where you're joining me from, how your week's been going, of course, what you're looking forward to this new month. And let's just say, for those of you who are brand new to the show, this is how we kick it off. We talk about how the market closed, and today was definitely a great day. Triple up day. We'll take days like this. We need days like this. Yesterday was pretty good too, but this is a continuation of that. The Dow closed up 153 points. NASDAQ up 165 points. I'm very excited about that. And the S&P 500 also up 41 points. Now, as you know, we just talked about the S&P 500 close high, but not just high. They closed at their highest level since August of 2022. So we'll certainly take it. Now, why did this happen? As you know, the last few shows, we've been talking about the debt ceiling. A lot of concerns in the last few weeks of whether or not the deal would get done so that we would avoid a government shutdown, the debt defaulting, all those things. Well, we're halfway there. Looks like some good news, and this optimism is showing certainly in the financial markets. Investors are feeling much more optimistic because the U.S. House has already passed the debt ceiling bill. This is with bipartisan support, and this was sort of the crucial first step to avoid a default. Now, the Dow Jones did trade up. However, some difficulty came out of Salesforce, unfortunately, there. But the Fiscal Responsibility Act has passed with bipartisan support, so we'll take it. Now, the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said that the Senate is committed. They're going to stay in session until the bill is sent to President Biden's desk. So that's why investors are seeing, you're seeing this positivity. You're feeling good that this is going to get done. And so that's why you're seeing also the market doing so well today. And hopefully that'll continue for next week, not just next week, but the entire month. Like, I feel like we need a really positive month here in the financial markets. And typically, I will warn you, typically summer months are kind of more difficult. So hopefully that'll be different. Now, the other thing that we're looking forward to is, of course, the Federal Reserve's June policy meeting, which is just ahead of us now. The reason why we're looking forward to that is because we've been hearing more and more, and this also came out of Philadelphia Fed President Patrick Harker, who is believing that the central bank is near the point of stopping the increase of interest rates to help mitigate inflation that was stemmed from the early days of the pandemic. Economic data, of course, is coming out still, though, to kind of offset that good news, including private payrolls and jobless claims. Now, that news kind of came in a little bit better than expected, so we'll certainly take it. But one thing that I will warn you about before we just think everything is back to peaches and puppies and sunshine is that, unfortunately, there's still a lot of clues that we see in the financial markets that indicate that there's still concerns about recession, right? We're seeing some news coming out of Costco today, I think it was, and another retailer. Still much to be looking cautious towards. In fact, we're seeing a lot of that news into the financial markets, the debt ceiling done. That might be behind us, but there's still a lot in front of us. So be prepared. Be prepared for sure. I want to welcome to the show. Of course, I see Vicky Garvey joining us live. Thank you so much for being here with us. Certainly appreciate that. But yes, the market focus is definitely shifting from now this debt ceiling issue to potential for another further interest rate hike to mitigate inflation. Whether or not that'll come into play, I suspect that will probably be another interest rate hike because it's not like inflation is down to 2 to 3% healthy level yet. So one more wouldn't be unexpected. However, I will say this: if they don't raise interest rates again in June, I suspect the market will do very, very well, and we'll certainly see that as a positive sign. And we probably need that. I would love to see that in June. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Now, another news that I thought would be of interest to all of you is, of course, on Twitter. You know, Elon Musk's Twitter. Well, interesting enough, recently Fidelity shared a new study. They actually said that the value of its equity stake in Twitter has reached, unfortunately, stating that the social media platform is now worth just 1/3 of what Elon Musk paid for Twitter not that long ago. As you remember, Twitter was sold for $44 billion to Elon Musk, which includes $33.5 billion in equity. And unfortunately, they're acknowledging that they perhaps, Fidelity's new lower valuation of Twitter is certainly unclear. And it's unknown whether the firm receives sort of non-public information from the company. This was all in news that came out this week. But I will say this, just imagine, like, when you're talking about privately owned companies, such as which Twitter is now, right? No longer publicly traded. You don't have a daily valuation of its market value. So this certainly can change. But this was just a report that came out of Fidelity recently that, in fact, the company had dropped this much in market value. Is pretty shocking, worth just a third of what it was purchased for. I don't know. But this kind of gives you an idea too, like when you're talking about real estate, right? Homes, maybe you own your own home. Well, you're not getting a daily valuation of your home too. So some days it could be up 20%, some days it could be down 30%. You just don't really know. So that's sort of the situation with Twitter right now. So take this story with a grain of salt. Twitter has certainly faced a lot of financial struggles, as you know, in the last few months since Elon took over, with advertising revenue declined by 50% due to some of his decisions and sort of challenges with content moderation. But then, of course, there was that sort of decision to try to revamp some of the revenue coming in. Twitter Blue subscriptions, many people have paid for them, many haven't. In fact, they're saying that less than 1% of monthly users actually signed up for these Twitter Blue subscriptions. So there's probably going to have to be finding other ways of bringing that valuation and income to Twitter sooner rather than later. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, there's a new CEO coming about for Twitter very soon. So let's see if that improves something. And speaking of challenges, we're going to move to our next story. And that is, you may have heard that this thing called retail theft is a big thing here. And many companies and many actually cities, in fact, here in the United States. In fact, I just read an article and a few articles, in fact, that in San Francisco, that area, many companies have actually shuttered, closed doors. Not that they were not profitable locations, but there's something called shrink. So that's also a shrink is another word for retail theft. It's been such a big growing concern for retailers that is leading to many companies lowering profit expectations and profits in general. Now, shrink refers to the loss of inventory due to many factors such as employee theft, shoplifting, administrator or cashier errors, damage, and vendor fraud. So this has become such a huge issue, $1 billion issue, in fact. Retailers, trade groups, and the law enforcement officials have called now for stricter enforcement and, more importantly, tougher prosecution to combat retail theft. In fact, they're saying that it's defined as association of two or more individuals organized retail theft, engaging in illegally obtaining valuable items from many companies. You might have seen some of the videos online about, people going into like a Nordstrom's or Saks Fifth Avenue, grabbing like a bunch of very valuable items like purses and clothing, things that cost up into thousands, like those high-end purchases. But they're saying actually that's not the case. In fact, a lot of this organized theft is buying things like medication and toothpaste and allergy medication, I guess, is a big thing. In fact, retailer theft is now a $94 billion issue. This is as of 2021. And they're saying that this could account to about 37% of retail losses is because of organized theft, which is just completely shocking to you. So I see Carlos joining us on YouTube Live. Carlos, you may have heard this. I didn't know this was this big an issue, but we're talking, this is an issue at Target, Dollar Tree, Home Depot, even TJ Maxx, Kohl's. It's like at so many different companies. And this is also a reason why this retail theft is such a big issue for lower profits, and it hurts into gross margins, which for the most of us who obviously are not involved in organized theft, this is translating to higher ticket prices, higher sticker prices for us. Things are just going to cost more because all this retail theft. And not only that, not only higher prices, but now you might notice some of these stores just disappearing from your neighborhood because they don't even want to be there. And it's also this organized retail theft is also very, very bad for obviously employee safety and morale and everything else in between. So they're saying that this was sort of an increase in e-commerce theft during the COVID pandemic, and it's just you know I guess profitability of these illegal actions, and like I guess not as much penalties or if you get caught. So a lot of people are doing it. Yeah, really, really sad. I thought I'd put that on your radar because this is also what's impacting costs of inflation as well. So really disappointing. Hopefully they get that squared away, but this should definitely be a priority if we're dealing with debt ceiling and everything else. We want to make sure that here in the United States, at least things will get a little bit better. And hello, Joshua on YouTube Live. CrossX Fighters, always a treat to have you here. And we're very, very appreciated that you're here. And thank you so much, of course, for all your shares. Super appreciate this. Always. And of course, had to end with a really fun story. And this is one that I think and I hope that you will all get to participate and enjoy. Did you know tomorrow is a very special day? If you didn't know already, tomorrow is National Donut Day. National Donut Day. And why is it so special? Because so many people are offering free donuts. Yes. So National Donut Day, Friday, June 2nd, which is tomorrow. Well, depending on who you have in your neighborhood, and if you like donuts, you're really in for a treat because you literally can go to multiple places because multiple places are offering you at least one free donut. Dunkin' Donuts is offering their free classic donut of choice with any beverage purchase, of course. Krispy Kreme's is giving away one free donut of any kind. And if you do buy a dozen donuts, you can get an additional dozen original glazed donuts for a whopping just $2. So many places, you're going to have to check because, I mean, donut place after donut place, I think many places in your neighborhood are going to be offering this. In fact, Taco Bell is even offering a free Cinnamon Delights with any order of $20 or more, I guess, on their delivery platform. So I didn't even think about Taco Bell as a National Donut Day place, but I guess they're going to do that too. So what I would say is this, you're going to definitely jump on social media. I guess a lot of donut places are promoting this on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. Check to see if your local donut place is offering you a free donut so that you can go and check that out. I guess you can always call them and ask as well. But I hope that you enjoy your National Donut Day tomorrow. And don't forget, for those of you who have graduates, or if you have graduated from high school, college, or whatever, that I think Krispy Kreme's is also offering like a dozen Krispy Kreme's, as long as you show them like, I don't know, your diploma or I don't know, I have to check it. But basically, if you can prove that you graduated this year, you also get a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts as well, which is such a treat. Maybe you can do both. I don't know if you can do both, but I'm guessing tomorrow's gonna be pretty busy. So maybe if you're a graduate and you want to get your dozen donuts, maybe you can make 2 days out of it. Make it twice as special. Thank you so much, my friends. I really appreciate you being here. I know, Vicky, you're gonna have to tell us. I mean, do they do this in the UK too? Is it National Donut Day in the UK? And if it is, then what places are offering you a free donut? We would love to hear that from you as well, Vicky. And thank you so much, Joshua. I see you there. And Carlos and everybody for joining us live. Really, really appreciate our esteemed audience for watching, tuning in, and of course, being here for Level Up. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. And don't forget, you can find full episodes of Level Up with Winnie Sun on NASDAQ, Amazon Fire, Samsung, Roku, and a series of other different digital platforms. And check out, of course, Yes Factor with Winnie Sun on Apple Podcasts and the LinkedIn Podcast Network as well. With that, I look forward to seeing you again next week. We are going to be skipping In the Loop this week because we both have things going on, but that are going to take priority over show tomorrow. But we're definitely going to be back again next week. So we look forward to seeing you again next week. Have a wonderful weekend and enjoy your first weekend of June. Take care now.